Chaitanyamayi Satyamayi Parame. Hello my brothers and sisters. We have been talking about Sri Aurobindo's poetry in past 2-3 lectures or so. We'll continue to have the nectar of Sri Aurobindo's short poems, sonnets, whatever it may be, but with a complete faith and trust in the divine and Sri Aurobindo. If we keep that thing without having any rational mind or logic or arguments, then we'll be able to enjoy more the beauty and inner core of the poetry what Sri Aurobindo has narrated in very masterly wordings. Each line, each column, each semicolon, everything is having a wonderful meaning. More we go deep into it, more we get the anand, more we are overwhelmed by his wonderful narration and experiences. And everything ultimately leads to the divine light. How much we go, how much we travel, how much we take, that all depends upon us. But we go on trying and trying, repeatedly trying and trying, reading Sri Aurobindo's poetry, enjoying it, prose also. All these things ultimately leads the person, the student of Sri Aurobindo's Purna Yoga or a devotee, one step ahead in his consciousness level. This time the subject is evolution. This is a basic thing of Sri Aurobindo's evolution in Purna Yoga. Evolution right from the stone or inert things to the present manifested evolution, then inspiration, and then overmental, and then supramental evolution. That's what he's talking about. He has written a number of things about this. So the poetry's name is, title is Evolution. His short poems reveal the supreme knowledge when one is open enough to the divine and attuned with the central thought of the poem. We know here the central thought of the poem is evolution. Sri Aurobindo, as we know, is writing from the mind's higher planes. It's now fact. It is now established fact. It's now beyond any doubt that whatever he writes from the very, very high planes of consciousness. There are no intelligently woven words or lyrics specifically made. The poetry has not made. It's just evolved. It has been evolved in that. He pours the light through the words and lines which he receives directly from the divine. He receives directly from the divine the topic, the words, the experiences, all these things, and he simply pours these lines. He goes on writing and writing, just as if, as I told, the words are begging to him, please use us, please use us. We are waiting in the queue. The main aim of Purna Yoga is to know and consciously participate in the process started by Sri Aurobindo. We have to consciously participate in the journey of Purna Yoga if we really want to make the progress. If we do not want to make progress, no question. Nobody compels you to go for this. Nobody forces you. Only your inner force will be there where you will not be able to stop that. And finally, the transformation of the human life into the life divine. If we go that, our life will become divine life. While reading the poems with some deep-rooted love, we slowly and unknowingly sail with the flow of the poetry. We sail. As we have already knew in the past few poems. We march with the thoughts and vision expressed by Sri Aurobindo. We march. Yes, we go ahead. Yes, we are with. We are traveling. The attraction is gradually built up for going deep and deep into it. The way and the manner we understand the poetry is beauty of poetry. We love to go ahead. We love to go deep and deep, better and better, higher and higher. That is that. He takes us to the infinite tour in time and space. The sense of vastitude of the reader widens. How much we can become wide? How much big? Oh, it's sky, big like sky, big like sky. How much? But that sense of vastitude becomes widening. It widens beyond limits, something like that. The core truth is presented in such a way that when one thinks, then one can realize the unimagined higher knowledge and light is placed before us in few lines. I repeat this thing again for your understanding. The core truth is presented in such a way that when one thinks, when one realizes, the unimagined higher knowledge and light is placed before us in few lines. And unfathomable and lasting meanings are compressed in beautiful words. Vast knowledge is compressed in beautiful words. Few words, few phrases, few lines can give us the sky or the unimaginable, undescribable meanings. Most of the poems are mantric, as their source is either from the intuitive mind or from the higher mind. You see, each line is not an entertainment. It's not simply beautifully woven, as I said. It is mantric. It carries some force because it is from the intuitive mind or even above, over mind. And when the poetry is mantric, it helps in sadhana. It opens the closed doors and allows new light to lift the sadhak at higher consciousness level. When you read this poetry, it is mantric, it helps us. There is a force, we get some extra energy to lift ourselves to a higher level. In short, when one drinks the nectar of poetry with faith, the reader's or sadhak's consciousness is raised higher and enjoys the spotless beauty of the poems written by Sri Aurobindo. Now let's go stanza by stanza. It will be a beauty to enjoy. All is not finished in the unseen decree. A mind beyond our mind demands our ken. A life of unimagined harmony awaits, concealed, a gasp of unborn man. Man is a transitional being. Thus spoke Sri Aurobindo. Man is a transitional being. It's not final in the ladder of evolution. It's not end where we can rest. It's not end. We have to go on working. The divine is not satisfied with the half-cooked creation. Divine wants to have more and more perfection. There are rooms for that advancement. Still man can advance. There are rooms. The goal is not achieved. Divine has goal. It's not achieved. The human beings, being little conscious, cannot afford to rest here. We cannot rest. We cannot afford. So Sri Aurobindo says, all is not finished. Don't rejoice. The supreme decree is yet to be fulfilled. What is the supreme decree? To become Superman. So it is not yet to be fulfilled. The human mind has to go higher to higher mind. It waits for higher life. a life of unimagined harmony. Life of unimagined harmony we have to achieve, which is already there, but concealed in the grasp of unborn man. Real man has not born yet. The animal man is already there. It is roaming here and there. Sri Aurobindo in loving words hints that amazing words, devoid of any sorrows. We go to the next. The crude beginnings of the lifeless earth and mindless stirrings of the plant and tree prepared our thought for a godlike birth, broadens the mold of our mortality. In these just 4 lines, Sri Aurobindo is covering the millions of years of earth history. The crude beginning of the lifeless earth prepared our thoughts for the godlike birth. In the beginning, there was no life on earth. There were rocks, water and sun rays only. A brute inertia hidden. That inertia was prevailing in the rocks and crystals. After that, some stirring took place, and the mindless plants and animals cropped up. Mindless means very, very inconscient mind. Divine went on goading plants, animal kingdom and all this. The divine acted as if to pull out the matter, pull out the divine from the matter and from the dark inertia, and to transform to higher rungs of evolutionary ladder. Divine pulled out the divinity from the inertia, from the darkness. Sri Aurobindo is narrating in this way, in this poem. It pulled out either through mutations of the cells or by the divine plan or by both. We do not know. But evolution's ladder, rung by rung, it went on higher and higher. Primitive stage of the vegetational world developed into more complex, and then beasts and animals, and then man. Millions of years passed from the lifeless earth, it has come to the man. Such step-by-step evolution cannot be by random chance or natural selection only, as it is said by scientists. Scientists say it's by random chance and it is natural selection. But that cannot be so perfect in this step-by-step evolution which we have seen it. The beauty of harmony of developing minds with the appropriate forms confirms the intervention of the divine. The beauty, what is the beauty? The harmony of the developing minds with the appropriate forms. If the lion's mind will be appropriately in the lion's form, the human mind, human consciousness will be appropriate for that form, or that form is appropriate for that divine, that particular consciousness for that mind. So both are going in a most harmoniously. The consciousness develops, the form also accordingly develops to accommodate that consciousness, like that. So that is, it confirms the divine intervention. It is his planned experiment. Man came with awareness, a thinking being. He thought to raise himself still higher and have godlike birth, where the death is pushed away. Of course, it is still not erased, but it is going, the age limit also increases. The man is also equipped with some more physical abilities. The records at the Olympics are being broken every Olympics. his intelligence becomes bit sharper and sharper. More technologies are developing. This is all the areas where the death is being pushed away, not erased. I say still, death is there. So it is not still finished all. Sri Aurobindo says it is not finished. Sri Aurobindo is a scientist of par excellence. He is a perfect instrument of the divine. He is perfect instrument. We divine work through him. We are graced by his compassion and constant guidance for going ahead. If we want to have the evolution more and more ourselves, we need the guidance. He is the person, he is the yogi, he is the saint, he is the guru, he is the avatar who guides us all throughout constantly. We go ahead. A might no human will or force could gain, a knowledge seated in eternity, a joy beyond our struggle and our pain, is this earth-hampered creature's destiny. If it is not finished yet, then what is to be done? That natural question we may ask to Sri Aurobindo. What is the destiny? How to move ahead? To answer such questions, Sri Aurobindo narrates his vision, his experience, his intelligence, his masterly crafted narration, which clearly shows the future of manifestation. He says, a powerful force is present. We are not to wait here, we are not to rest here. He says, a powerful force is present. There is divine knowledge of eternity. There is a joy beyond our highest imagination. All these boons are for humanity. It is for you. All these things are waiting for you to reach high, to achieve all this is the destiny of this world. So this is the destiny, to receive the higher harmonies, knowledge, bliss, all these things. So do not stop at this level. It's not final destination. This treasure is already stored for you in future box. It belongs to human. It's for you. Grasp it. A bright and joyful life with power and knowledge is waiting. It's there. Take it. It's for you. It's meant for you. Don't stop here. Don't idling here. There is an unseen decree, and that it is to be honored, and if not, then it may be forced upon with pain and suffering for a long time. You see, here he says, it is given. If you are ready, if you are cooperating, go and enjoy. If it is not, it will be forced upon with pain and suffering. You will be pain and suffering, but you will have to be progressed. You can't stop here. And it will be for a long time. It will take time. However, the evolutionary process and progress will not stop. That's a direct sanction from the divine for the progress. There is no other alternative. There is no escape. What a faith and conviction of Sri Aurobindo. What a faith, he says. Divine is already working like this. Let's go ahead. O thou who climbedst to mind from the dull stone, turn to the miracle yet unknown. At the last, winner poet says, winner poet, because evolutionary, he is already won, the highest leader. He says that when the human beings has reached up to the present consciousness, from the dull stone of the beginning of the earth, beginning of the manifestation, then rise higher and higher peaks of consciousness which are waiting to be won. We have to win. We have to win that higher consciousness. It's a waiting. It calls us with outstretched hands. It calls us, come, come, oh man, come up. I'm waiting for you, come up. Since centuries I'm waiting. You have come up to this, a little more. You have come up to this threshold with lots of struggle by you. You have struggled a lot. By divine also struggled a lot. Man has also struggled a lot. Okay. Now we have fought battles together against the falsehood and have overcome up to this level. Now the new barriers are to overcome. Little big barriers are there, and turn towards this. And for unfailing help is already there waiting for you, ready and worthy to receive that. The love and absolute truth from the Supreme. You will get it. Sri Aurobindo has wonderfully encourages the humanity. Very lovingly says, a little more with faith and courage. You come up to this, little more with faith and courage. A little more without ego and falsehood. A little more with devotion and surrender. And you are under the absolute shelter of the bright lights of the higher minds. You are safe in the guarded hands of the Mother. O traveler of the Purna Yoga, rest not, grieve not. The Divine is there to lift all as His decree. It is His decree. So, this is the evolution. This is what Sri Aurobindo has wonderfully narrated us. He has encouraged us. He takes us, come on, a little more. He's forcing us. He's making us to march ahead. Don't get tired. Don't get depressed. It's all a treasure box. It's just in front of you. It's just as a stone's throw. Come up, get up, and start running. That is the core truth, core idea of this poem. I salute Sri Aurobindo and the Mother for giving this wonderful, small poetry, but vast, vast knowledge. And it's a mantric one, as it is stated. We recite sometimes, we enjoy, and we get some nourishment from this poetry. Thank you very much.